kind of, I guess. Let me see if I open 2 more tables. Kind of, what if we make this a bit smaller? It's even better. Better. Yeah, we're missing a little bit. Okay, well. Okay, I think this should work. Okay, let me see if I can get some tables going. I'm not entirely sure. Boom, boom, boom. So okay. Session 5. Okay. We'll run our equity here. Once every blue moon we get a fold by ace-5 of hearts. And Jack. We've got 40% equity, so like we're going to be fine. There was already some money in the middle. Let's run it once. Alright, dum dum dum. Where are we? Let me check if the audio is still working because sometimes. Okay, should be good. I'm getting a lead here. The annoying thing is that this dude is in position. Plus he's going to barrel the turn quite often, so it's kind of gross. But if I was in position with just the recreational here, oh, it's a bit late there, then I would definitely go and call that bet. But I'm not. I think we're live. Are we actually live? Stream settings, public. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, cool. Let me drop a link. Right, cool. It's been a while since I've played. I played some hands yesterday because I was making some videos for Run It Once. It's been a while since I actually played a bunch myself. Tempting to call, but I think it's too weak. Like, we are going to have a lot of hands that connect with the board here. Okay, we should be good. Check here. Okay. Let me see, is anyone in here? Yeah, okay, cool. Right, cool, we are here, let's go. I'm going to check my king queen here. I'm going to go 3/4 and check, or perhaps over. Let's go and play some more overbets today. We'll go play overbet and check, and then we still check this. Here on the bottom left side, it's kind of an interesting board. Let me just turn the music down a little bit because it's annoying me. Because with kind of a small sizing, which isn't the most common sizing when he's calling in position, I'm going to be calling. We'll check back there. And we'll check here. I'm going to. Is this a recreational weight? 3, 2, 1. Do we have this guy sitting? Going to call, but I'm not sure. We'll raise the river with a heart here. Snap call by 4-3. Okay, that's good. Hi Norok. Hey man. I'm not sure who Norok is, but here we get owned by 9s. GG. Let me make a note there. Okay. I'm going to check here. Let's see. I call the big mouse, right? Just want to make sure. Yeah, okay, I'm going to false. I must make a text file with a large open raise and stay focused to fold when they re-raise with action. Game, it's easy, okay. I'm not sure if I understand. We're going to call queens here. We'll check, call the flop. Although it's not too enticing, but with the spade, like this is already probably a fold in equilibrium. But there's a very small chance that he has kings. And then the turn is nice rivers and nice we win a jackpot. That, for that reason alone, I don't want to fold. Also, I've got a spade, so it's probably not, it's probably relatively close anyway. So relatively close anyway, might be indifferent, might be a pure fold, I'm not sure. Like in reality, it will more likely be a pure fold because people are not finding enough 4-bets. This is not a thing. You shouldn't do that, I think. Oh, wait, actually, I thought we were deeper. Okay, might be okay. But they shouldn't really be worried about flush draws there, I think. Seems like a lot riskier than it is in reality. Tom. Let's go. Try to see if we can get another table going. Nine six offsuit when we are heads up is probably a call. Small bet, I'm just going to call it back to flush or back to short. Actually going to raise. Probably will need to raise a fair amount. We have more 3s and more 4s. I'm not entirely sure if you'd want to go small here. Let's go ahead and bet. Or check and give up. I'm going to sit out at this heads up table. The rake, I don't think we can either of us is able to make this work. Even if I think I'm significantly better than him. 7, 8. This is close, to be honest. It seems like a pure fold, but we're heads up, so we need to defend quite wide. I think we fold because we're going to have like Jack 10 type hands. 10, 8, 10, 7, which will probably be better defense. Not sure what's going on in the chat. I'm just going to mute him, I have no idea. Okay. I have no idea. He might be like meaning it nice. Mute him. Don't want to be a dick, but also don't want like the chat to be cluttered with some random dude's thoughts that are incoherent. We will go ahead and 3-bet here. How does one combat being kept face up when you flat the button? Do you mean pre-flop? Because pre-flop there's not an awful lot you can do. And there's going to be some low frequency 4-bets, I think, by like flatting ace-king sometimes and jack sometimes, but most people miss those. I'm not sure if it's like actually all that necessary. I think it's just the price you pay for being able to call with some hands. This is going to be a call. Like, having the spade is not great, actually. Wait, this is a fold, right? This is a fold because we have the spade, I'm going to say. I actually studied this today, kind of randomly. What's much more interesting is like being capped post flop. Like that's something that people will exploit by accident. So you flat on the button, other position checks you in position, you're in position, you check back, and then you check back, and you get a bet on the turn too often by the pool, quite significantly too often as well. So that's like a tougher spot, and the tough spot as well is that you need to be somewhat, like you need to check back quite strong usually on the note. We'll see if we can get a spot of something like that today. But it's a kind of an interesting, interesting note. I haven't been streaming towards this challenge at all over the last 2 weeks roughly. Like last week I was really busy fixing some stuff for the team. So I've basically been working exclusively on that, and then like I had some coaching calls. Here we would be defending like sevens or something like that. If he goes smaller, then pocket deuces is in there at a low frequency, but not when he goes 2.5x. So yeah, like the challenge was on hold for like a week or so because it's just been too busy to do anything but work. Work being the team. Here we gotta check back queens quite a lot. We might be betting a bit more when we have a club, but not that much more. And here on the turn, want to bet sometimes, check sometimes. I'll check this time. Very simple range bet here. Not an awful lot we can do. Let me think. I think we just barrel our aces. It's tempting to check here, to be honest. Like, the annoying thing is, I guess you're going to bluff ace jack or something like that. Ace 5 is going to bluff it. He might check back a king jack here, which would be problematic. I guess we just bet. Nice. Tempted to 4-bet there, but I think it's a bit much. Okay, that's good. Excuse me. If you guys have any other questions, preferably poker related, but like anything goes, then drop it in the chat. This is another recreational, so I'm not super interested in sitting there. This rake structure. Burst 3/4, it's kind of interesting. Like, probably close, right? Whether we want to call. But pair texture, so harder to make a pair. And also I've got a spade, which is that going to be great for us? I guess it is, because we don't block air. Air would be like, if he has a random, let's say 9-6 of spades or something like that, he would have betted on the flop, so we don't block air as much. The solution to being kept post flop there is to, okay, step one, study the check back ranges for imposition. You'll be surprised of how often you need to check back like 2 pair plus or strong top pair, let's say top pair, top kicker. The next step would be try to understand how your opponent is constructing his delayed c-betting ranges. The pool is delayed c-betting too often, so if we know that, then we know that we should probably be over protecting our range a little bit. I don't mean like in blind v blind situations where you have to oftentimes, excuse me, Jesus, sorry for that. Let me take a sip of water. I don't mean in blind v blind situations where oftentimes you need to just bet sets pure, for instance. But EP versus button, or even cutoff versus button, there's plenty of situations where you need to check back sets. If you understand which sets those are, where those are, there will be pretty consistent trends. So checking back middle set will be more common than checking back bottom set, for instance, because let's say on ace 9-3, you want to bet your pocket threes because you unblock an ace and an 8. So top and middle pair that might call. We'll check here. And then at the same time, when you've got pocket 8s on ace 8-3, you block the turn checks, if that makes sense. So let's say your opponent has 8-7, then on ace 8-3, he checks the flop, you check back. He would be checking the turn very often. If you've got 2 8s, then he won't be checking the turn as often because he can't have 8-7, 10-8, those types of hands. We'll go ahead and value bet here. So try to understand the patterns that are there. They're relatively consistent. And then perhaps overdo it with like checking back a little bit. Because the pool will be betting too often, typically speaking. If your opponent is more tight, like more nitty, then don't accept the fact that you'll be overfolding versus delayed c-bet. Or overfolding a touch versus delayed c-bet, because if they're not generally putting in the money for you, then you should be putting in the money and you should accept the fact that you'll be overfolding when they do bet. Betting small here. This depends a lot on who's sitting behind me. Might be recreational after all, I'm not sure. We will see. Small 3-bet, very easy call with 7-6. I could bet here, I could check. I think I'm going to bet because plays easier. I can just try to get a fold now. I probably don't get check raised as often. Can barrel the turn. Okay. Luckily we would have missed. It's always a good feeling. This dude is recreational. I'm going to be playing for 2 hours roughly. The plan was to be playing for longer. Here I'm going to think this is something you wouldn't really do in equilibrium, I think. I think this would be a fairly high frequency check, but I don't think he will be checking back strong enough. He will be checking back way too capped. And then he might call now with 8-6, 4-6, 4-7 suited, 6-5 suited, pocket 6s, pocket 7s, pocket 9s, pocket 10s. And if he has some random like Queen Jack, King Jack, Ace Jack, he will be betting too often on the flop. We'll call here. Kind of excited to be able to play poker again after like a good 2 weeks. I'm going to check here. Mainly, basically this is the same idea. CNC, this is basically the same idea. If you're, let's say we're blind v blind now, this is recreational. I think he's going to blindly bet the turn too often. But let's say we were versus rack. Now on a texture like this, you need to check pocket 9s, pocket 7s, king 7 suited. If you're calling it pre-flop, you need to check sometimes. Ace king, which you might need to call very low frequency. You'd need to call, and you'd need to check back sometimes. King queen on the flop, you'd need to check back sometimes. Flush also, you need to check back sometimes. And usually what people do is they look at the board. Let's say we are on the button here at McPonty opened. This is the flop. What they do is they look at their hand, look at the board and think, do I have a good hand or not? If I have a good hand, I'm going to be betting. And that's how they go about it. But you need to make sure that on the flop, your range is distributed over both the checking and the betting lines, because otherwise you're not going to have value in the checking lines. And that's going to be problematic for you. Your opponent might not purposefully exploit you for it. We'll go and bet here. I'm going to check this back. It's tempting to barrel that, but not entirely sure. So I want to block ace-jack suited, which is what we do. I'm going to barrel this, I think. Wait. Folds. Block betting. I've also got like a spade in my hand, so I'll unblock some backdoors. Seems like a reasonable barrel. Might block some low frequency ace-king offsuit. A rainbow texture here, I'm going to barrel versus sit. Would be checking something like King Jack, Pocket Jack specifically, Pocket 7 specifically a bit more often, but Pocket Deuces doesn't really block as many checkbacks. So I think we bet this the majority of the times. And show against it. Ah. I'm on the button, so I'm going to do that. This guy doesn't really seem like he's playing a very aggressive game. Let's well leave this table. We'll need to bet reasonably often. What does your graph look like? For this challenge, you mean? I'm sharing every 50 or 100 hands. I'm not sure what we decided on. I shared it at the end of the last stream though, so I think I'm down 7 buy-ins, something like that. Possibly a little bit less because of this one. And 9-8 is kind of annoying to call here. You're going to call the lower ones. 9-8 has the downside of villain having a straight where we on like a let's say Jack 10 low board, then villain will be making some straights that dominate us with ace king. Also he's 3-betting let me do this. Also he's 3-betting some hands that dominate us a bit more. And if you're like interested in my actual graph, then you can find it on my website. Like there's plenty of graphs. Like if you just Google, I'm pretty sure if you just Google Fibonacci's graph, you'll find plenty. Look. Yeah, there's plenty. Click here. Here. This one's mine as well. This is an older one. It's actually a cool one. I think this one in particular, you can see this section, right, is this section right here. So where it goes down a bit and then you get that uptick. That's this section. So I could see it's kind of funny. So I remember that, and I remember like being kind of sad, being break even for quite some time. And then you get like one uptick for like 50k hands, and you win like 50 buy-ins or more. And then you're like, okay, well, things aren't as bad, I guess. I'm going to bet small here. This allows me to bet pretty much all of my 6x and all of my random king x. Let's say king 4 suited or something like that. I can now bet. That's good. Did he call preflop though? What happened there? He called preflop. I think like when I open MP, I opened MP, but for 2.5x, there's probably some calling. But like first, not sure. Let's go ahead and cold call. We need to have a cold calling range, or you could probably cut it out, but like you're going to have a decent sized cold calling range when they go 2x. Okay, let's casually flop a 9 here. And we're going to rip here versus this Brazilian rake. It's not ideal. But what can we do? Tempted to call, to be honest, but we probably need to be willing to call turn and river bet. To be honest, I should probably just be more willing to call there, I think. Was that king 10? Was that river overbet with king 10 offsuit with 3 diamonds? Board? It wasn't the overbet, it was 3/4 pot bet. I'm 99% sure it was this table. Wait. King 10, king 10, king 10. King 10. Oh, yeah, overbet. Okay, that was not intentional. Oh, wait, he didn't have. It was not an overbet. It seemed like an overbet, but it wasn't. Wait, let me show you. Bet here, bet here. So he had 67 bucks left in a pot of 75. So I clicked overbet because 3/4 pot bet would be leaving him with like 8 bucks or something like that. So I went with overbet, but it's actually a pot size bet. Slightly less even. Can't do much there. Let's go ahead and go 2x there. Let's go overbet and check, and then we need to overbet this at some low frequency, but mostly check. The main reason we'd want to overbet obviously is because we have diamonds, but like we also want to have some 2-pair on an 8. That's kind of like you see, oftentimes you see like a lot of frequency overbets, like low frequency overbets. I'm going to bet here, I think, a bit greedy. But I don't think I'll get check raised often enough. We will check there. My labels, I don't really have. I don't have that set up. I'm not sure if like I should be setting up some sort of a bot at some point. We will go ahead and call here. Prefer to see a smaller bet there, but it's not that much that we can do. Nice. Could be worse, but my labels are orange is rake, green is recreational, and every shade of orange, red is going to be rake, and then there's going to be some blue players, so it will be red. And blue players are more passive tied. See, licking my lip the entire time. What the fuck am I doing there? It's like 15-20 seconds. Stop, dude, stop. Don't do this. Okay. That's like horrible. I apparently do that. Okay. I shouldn't have done that. We will go ahead and raise here, I guess. Quick call. I don't think we're betting range. Like you would be doing that big blind versus imposition in the single raise pot, but I've studied this a little bit and I don't think you do it here. Pocket 10 specifically though. I don't know. Like, this seems tough to balance. This is so gross. Feels like I'm overwrapping my range a bit here if I shove, but also my hand is too strong not to shove, I think. Like, how many flushes am I going to have? Like maybe 15% or something like that. I'm not going to bet only the top 15% of my range, right? Let me just rip it in and hate life a little bit. One thing that's pretty cool is I've convinced the guys at Run It Once. I've convinced the guys at Run It Once to give away 3 mentorship. Sorry, like 2. Wait, let me play these hands first because I'm going to have to play 3 hands most likely. This is a close. This is fine. This is an open. Okay. I'm convinced them to give away 3 times the full dominate with data course. And we go here. So you get a free dominate with data course if you join the mentorship program for a year. And I'm going to call here. And the Dominate with Data course is a full no limit volume course with more than 80 videos. And we're going to do a pretty decent sized update like in Q2. Or at least I'll be delivering it in Q2. Okay, going to false. Let's see what. Okay, I need to log out. I think. Ah, fuck! It won't allow me to log out. Okay. Is the one? Yeah. So. This is the course. Costs 1K, and there's more than 80 videos, 16 PDFs, 200 flashcards, some bonus PDFs, and like I said, we'll be doing a pretty large update in Q2. So we updated the latest data and some other stuff, which I won't be able to share yet. So like probably the perfect time to start, because you can study the course on your own. And then at the same time, you have the one-on-one sessions and other material in the mentorship program, group coaching sessions there. So yeah, like it's a pretty value-packed offer. I'm a bit deflated losing a 400 big blind pot. We are going to... what would we do with aces here? I guess we just click it. Okay, let's get it in. Ace jack suited. Okay. Well, yeah, that sucks. Like it's yeah, it's never fun to lose a iPod like that, but also part of the game. Like, I hate to say it, but it is what it is. But I get the feeling I still get frustrated for stuff like that. Not as much as I used to, obviously, but the fact that it was 7 binds down for this stream thing challenge is what I was trying to say. That's a kind of frustrating. Like, I'm going to have sufficient amount of check raises here. I think this hand is too weak to check raise. Like probably something like Queen 10, blocking some more Ace X and some diamonds. Might be in there a bit more often. Okay. Pot size bet. I'm going to call here, but it's kind of annoying. Yeah. Like, two things that will help. They won't make everything easier. We'll make it a little bit easier, but it won't make it easy. Two things. One is make sure that the thoughts that you have in-game are planned. Like, no, that might sound crazy, but you have control over the way you think. So rather than being like, oh, this is so unfair, if I only had cashed out, I would have had more money, blah, blah, blah. Like all those things that are going to just emphasize the fact that you don't have control of the situation. You could also tell yourself, okay, wait, I wanted to show it. You could also tell yourself, look, this was annoying. You're allowed to feel shitty about it. But for now, the best thing you can do is focus on the hands that are left, and then after the session, you review the hand and try to see if you can learn something from it. And then if you take the second approach, right, like then the emotions will naturally, and especially if you do it consistently over time, will naturally ease a bit. Whereas like it's relatively easy to spiral into negativity. Like it's the same thing with everything in life. Like there's plenty of situations where, I don't know, my 3-year-old is being a 3-year-old and like I can think to myself, like it's stressful right now, but at some point I'm going to miss this. And let me try to be extra positive right now because she seems like she could use some positivity, right? That's one way to view it. Obviously, I'm just as human as anyone else. So like, at the end of the day, I've worked all day, and something stressful has happened or whatever, and I've lost a bunch and whatnot. So I feel kind of shitty. Then it's really relatively easy to be like, why are you always like this? I'm tired. I just want to have like a moment of peace here. And it's like the evening. Can we just have one moment of peace? And then you emphasize the fact that it's unfair or something. Whereas like, what's unfair about the situation? Right? Like realistically, you have a 3-year-old that's acting like a 3-year-old. Let me see, is the audio still working? Yeah, okay. I'm checking because sometimes when I touch the cord, it won't. It sometimes, like, I don't know. Like, it seems like something's up with it. I'm not sure. That's one of the cool things about poker, I think, is I remember having a call with Nick Howard. Must have been like 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. Jesus. And we were talking about like stuff like this. And I said to him, like, I want to use poker as a hedge to learn new things. And I think I did that. Obviously, I could have learned a lot more if I, like, I don't know, went to university and got a degree in something or whatever. Like, it's not like poker will teach you all the life lessons, and now that I'm a good poker player, I can do anything. Although it's sometimes tempting to think that. Definitely helps with the confidence. But I think more so I want to approach it from a perspective of, okay, I've been learning to code, like vibe codes, recently. And I've been like putting effort into actually getting better at it, so I get better results. I'm going to bet small here. But also stuff like writing, for instance. Like I've done a fair amount of writing, and I'll always try to like see if I can actually get better at it rather than just write random things and move on. And the same thing with mindset. Mindset is like obviously one of the easiest ones, but like it's really cool if you can navigate your way through negativity. I like got a pretty cool example, I think. Let me put this. First 2.2, I'm just going to call for recreational. I think we're going to be good often enough. They're a bit larger. I think I'm going to block that. And first half what I'm going to call it. Yeah. Need to be correct 25% of the times. Okay, I'm going to fold here. Good luck if he's bluffing, GG. But anyway, like about 2 years ago, we had a contractor here in our house, and initially he was like doing the things that he said he would do, And so we started to trust him a bit more. The project turned out to be bigger. And so like we did some additional reconstruction things and stuff like that. And then suddenly he didn't do what he said he was going to do anymore. And it was a really stressful period because he would like be hard to reach. And then if something would happen he would call me every now and then, and it would always be like, I need more money for this, or I need more money for that. And I had a conversation with my wife, and she's like, we need to like ruin his reputation, basically. And I said, like, when everything was finished, right? So he was out of the house. He more or less did the things that he did, kind of like a little bit worse than he promised, and he didn't do everything. He did like 95% or something like that. I'm going to bet here. I think we can get value. Anyway, that's kind of like a bad experience. And my wife said, like, let's fucking ruin it, kind of. And I was like, no, we're not going to do that. Like, we'll put a review out, an honest review, because it's sensible to help others. But we'll leave it at that, and we'll try to learn as much as we can from this. And now we are hiring another contractor, and the lessons that I learned back then, I'm implementing right now. So, yeah. Now that we talk about the contractor, I kind of want to see if we actually got like... we'll call... Sorry, I had to text this guy back. Not a great pan to bluff. That's great. Do you ever call low? Do you ever call low draw that even loses to opponent's air? Yeah, sometimes, but only if I see enough leading opportunities on the river. So, yeah, that's like the main one. So usually if there's a reasonable amount of draws, let's say 2 flush draws, or flush draw and a bunch of gut shots, then you can check call some of the draws at least. And then if you miss, you lead the river, and you lead the river like 10% or something with some air tap hand as well. Sorry, some top pair tap hands as well. Those top pair tap hands are going to get called occasionally by some of the better bluffs of your opponent. I'm explaining it quite poorly right now, but probably better if I can show you, but I can do that right now because I'm playing. But that's roughly the idea. If there's a reasonable amount of opportunities to lead the river, then I'll try to do that. I'm going to check back here, I think. There's very little like block bets. Like, he doesn't really have that many 4x. I'm just going to call. Like, I'm not sure what this is. If this is ace-10, then I guess like there's some, because like in ace you're going to not bet that large. I guess we fold. Like, we have such a shitty bluff catch. It's tempting to call, but if you remove the option to lead on the river in those spots, then you'll see that the solver is not going to call as much on the turn with those hands. Let's we check back, I don't know. Pot size, I think we just call. Like, if I raise, he's not going to call an ace. He could have some king, queen, king, jack. Like, it's hard for him to. It's hard for him to call me when I raise there, and I don't have the nuts. We got a large bet here. To which we would never fold in equilibrium. But I'm going to fold in practice, I think. Like, when I bet large, you're going to barrel more often, have a stronger range than equilibrium usually, so I'm not even sure if it's like a pure defend there, first 3 quarters. This term didn't make an awful lot of sense. I guess we call reluctantly. Like, the question is he going to raise enough kings like if he raises enough kings, then calling is quite tough, like quite bad. But if he doesn't, then like he's basically wrapping 2-pair that he rivered. And then there's a bunch of 1-pair hands that he might change into a bluff there. He got lucky because he did this time, but yeah. Overbet and check. So this would be a spot where I would have some leads on the river, I think, if I was out of position. Yeah, I like this. I like this. And we just fold, I guess. Might need to call king queen or something like that there, but he's gotta fold that, I think. Yep. I should have folded here. Getting distracted a little bit. Huh. Okay, we'll wait it out a little bit. That's good. I'm going to go small-ish because, well, I've got aces. This person is sitting at 40 big, so like it's already a quarter of his stack in if he calls. So we would be wanting to size down if we have king 10 suited as well. Awesome. Welcome, Plenty. Appreciate you being here. It's kind of annoying. Like, I want to get more tables going, but like it seems kind of tough to find them right now. There's like a lot of tables with just a few guys sitting, waiting. Excuse me. It's been a long week. Very busy week as well, so. Let me see if I can get the table somehow. We'll open here. That's the benefit of playing Russian cash, you just sit and play. Guess I'm going to sit and play with this nitty aggression. Okay, well, okay, that's good. Right, we got 4 tables again, that's good. Getting a little bit hungry. Let me check what we're going to eat. Okay. All right. Let's see. Kind of a loose open this would be, and the guys behind me seem to be pretty decent. So this would be a spot where we gotta mix in some calls. Very low frequency though. Okay. I'm going to overbet here. Like, I don't really have offsuited hands, so it's going to be pretty tough for me to bluff there. Pretty cool bluff. Yeah, I'm just not going to have too many unpaired hands there. Especially not, well, like on a queen, I guess, like, yeah, probably not. So this would be one of the few ones. And then I also block some of the check call turns, check fold the rivers, somewhere in an ace of diamonds. So it's probably a reasonable bluff. Isn't there a results graph? You mean for this challenge? Up until now, no, because I've played 5 sessions. I can pull it up after or something like that, maybe. Can I? Who's this database from? I'm not sure. Maybe I can pull it up after, but like right now I'm probably down 6 binds for the 5 sessions that I've played. So things haven't been going very well, but I'm running a little bit under EV and it's GG, high rake. All in all, don't think I can be. Do you like Appelflapper? I like Appelflapper. Yeah, they're pretty good. Appelflapper. You're getting me hungry. Not sure if like these are like they're fucking great. Like if I see it now, like I'm hungry right now. So I'm not someone that like buys these weekly, but like they're pretty good. I'm just going to show to everyone. Fun fact: it's a Dutch word, and so we use all the what they're called again? Fuck. Let me Google that. Nouns. All the nouns we combine. So you get Appelflapper is one, but you get that like you can do it up to 3. Is the rule. Then you should be doing it. So if you have, I don't know, like think of like a very specific word. Car seat cleaner, something like that would be one word for us. That's why our dictionaries are much bigger than other languages. Love your videos. What do you think about the GG Poker 9max tables? I like them, but I haven't studied them enough. And also they're not running consistently at 500 and up. It's somewhat inconsistent. So sometimes there's a bunch of tables running. Right now 3 for instance, but I can't build my stream around that. We'll go and see that here. So for me personally, I'm not going to be playing them as much, but like we've got players that are doing quite well. You pay extra rake. I think I did some work on the average win rates. Excuse me. And the average win rates are pre-rake back, about 1 big blind, but the rake back is going to be higher because of the rake being higher, right? You pay 18 big blinds in rake. Let's say you get 40% back or something like that. Let's say 30%, then you're winning actually 6 big blinds roughly. I'll check this. So yeah, like so the win rates are going to be pretty decent all in all, especially considering like 6 max, the average rake is like losing roughly a big blind per 100 hands, and then you get some rake back. In these games, I don't know, like everything combined, I get like 3 big blinds back. So I might be a bit, like mine is a bit biased towards the bottom end of that. Like maybe if I was playing from Andorra or like some other account with additional rake back and stuff like that, then it would be more like 4 big blinds. But it would be still kind of a tough situation to be in. So yeah, the win rates are going to be higher. It's just that at higher stakes they don't run consistently. Like, unpopular opinion, but like I think you get like these glowy, shiny animations when you have a good hand. I don't think that should happen with ace jack offsuit. Let's 3-bet. I'm bored a little bit. This is going to be fine 3-bet anyway. We get a fold. A bit hungry, so I might just go downstairs in a sec. Sure, I thought this would be recreational, but I'm not sure. Oh, did we play with him? Oh no, it's a different guy. Okay, we'll just play. We'll see. I think in position we would have been able to call. Okay. Like we can raise a7, 9-10, anything with a bit more equity. We'll check here again. Like, it's kind of a shitty board. We're going to have a ton of air, so we need to be somewhat careful. There's not that much air in his range, I guess, so I block some of the bluffs that he can have, like Jack 10 or something like that. I'm just going to fold, I think. Wow. Okay. Goodbye. Alright, betting small here. and 3-betting the recreation. It seems to be falling quite a bit first 3-bet, so I think it will be fine either way. He's not going to 4-bet me often enough, so that's going to be good. Overbet and check here. I'm going to check. Like, we're probably going to bet like weaker king X a bit more often. I've got the suits that are on the board, which is not great. So I'm going to check, I think. This is an interesting board. Like, he has a lot of pocket pairs here. And not a lot of like deuce X or 4X. So I think we're going to go ahead and actually c-bet at some frequency for polar sizing to leverage the fact that he is somewhat capped here at like jacks. He has a lot of jacks through 5s basically. And so like putting some pressure on that is probably going to be a reasonable strategy. Here we got to fold because our hand is too weak. Did he go in like a minute ago? I'm just going to check. Let me see. He went all in here. Did he do that before? Here, bet normal sizing. I'm going to fold most likely. Unless I see him go all in somewhere else now. In the hand histories. Yeah, I went all in there. But normal sizing there. No, he did not do that. Okay. Okay. Versus this sizing, we just call. Raises, he leads. I guess we call. Kind of sucks, but GG. That's tough to beat with the low rake back at GG. Yeah, if you take like a 6 max mindset, like if you copy what you know of 6 max and you apply that to there, then you're right. But the loss rate of recreationals will be much larger because you're playing deep stacked. So the rake will be a lot higher, but the loss rate of the recreational will be a lot higher as well. So it's actually not as bad as that seems, even though it's quite bad. There's a pretty big difference in the maximum loss rate that the recreational has based on how deep the recreational is. So it might seem a lot worse than it actually is. I'm slightly considering moving this challenge up to 1k. Turns out playing lower than lower than I normally play is less enticing. Let me know what your thoughts are. Like, let's say we would change this to a 1k challenge instead. Would it be a net negative or net positive? What plan on GTO Wizard would you recommend? Is it worth it to go for Ultra? Like, it largely depends on what stakes you're playing. How much money you have. I'm just going to triple off here versus a tighter, quite likely recreational. I think I'm just going to bet large on the turn and try to get as much money in before the board complicates. Yeah, but like that's like if you're playing 200 and and you're like winning, then Ultra seems reasonable. If you're not, let's say you're playing micro stakes, then it's hard to make that back. Might be a decent investment in yourself, but also like a reasonable solution would be to buy Paya and study with that. Like, there's plenty of options these days, I think. So I think I've got the Ultra tier. I'm not sure, like, if they launched a new one recently. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm coaching. I'm working with it daily. Yeah, it's actually part of my what is it? Let's see. Surprising. Ultra. Okay, so Ultra. I don't have Ultra. I have Elite. Ultra seems like, even for me, a bit much. Like, it's tempting, I'll be honest, but it is quite an investment. A lot of things you can do probably with the other tiers as well. Like, I've been thinking about not renewing because it's quite a, like, I've got like a shitload of sims, right? So I might just not renew. It is going to be a bit more annoying to study things, but yeah, or show things. But like I've got like a ton of biosims on my PC. I got like 13, 15 terabytes of biosims. So this would normally be a fault here, but I think this guy's going to punt a lot, so it can't be that bad. So for me personally, it would probably be reasonable to just use those sims and not pay whatever I need to pay. I was like 129 a month, so like 1500 for a year of Elite. This is an interesting spot with our fours. If Ad is calling, I'm calling as well. Okay, we'll call. And then we will lead the river if Ad doesn't lead on a 7 or a deuce. That's like channel over positive energy to get like a clean deuce on the river. It's not a deuce. Because we didn't try hard enough collectively. I'm a bit. I don't know. Feels like I'm yeah. Not entirely sure how to explain how I'm feeling, but I feel like I'm not playing super well. But also distracting myself a little bit. I think it's like a good moment to reflect. And this is a fault. And try to think about how I can fix that. Like I'm distracting myself quite a bit. By like looking at my phone, like looking at the chat, opening the news. Like who the fuck needs to watch the news? Why would I need to see what's going on in the world right now, right? Like, and I think it's causing me to play quite passive-ish. So yeah, I'll have to reflect on that a little bit and see what I can learn. Let's go ahead and 4-bet here versus mentalizing. Seems to be a bit tight, but for like 4-betting, this would be a 4-bet fold, obviously. It's going to be low frequency. Let's do it again. Not sure if this is a rake or recreational, but it seems like raggish sizing. We'll go ahead and check and call the turn. Hate having to do this, but like it's unfortunately the game that we're playing. I'm going to squeeze, probably a bit light, but should be fine. Let me actually check. So I need to have like 40% here in order to call. A bit less actually. 38. Do I have 38 when I call here? Probably not, right? That would be hard. I'm going to open this because this guy's quite tight. So it's effectively as if I'm on the cutoff. I guess 6-7 would be calling here, but 6-4. You know, I think this feels still like a fold, but. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to call. It should be okay-ish. It's pretty cool value bet by him. Kudos. I should have bet the flop there as well. Jesus. That was a bad check. Yeah, I'm going to wrap up. I'm playing quite badly and it's annoying me. I'm not sure. I guess it's like, okay, I'm just going to quit. I think it might be a bit arrogant to not play for an awful lot and then just hop into a session, don't do any warm-ups, and yeah, don't set any session goals, don't do any mindset work and stuff like that, and I expect to be playing okay. But yeah, I'm not playing good right now, so that's okay. It is a bit annoying. I feel a bit bad because I want to be playing well, especially when I'm displaying it on stream. But there's no reason to feel extraordinarily bad about it. Like, the main thing that I want to do is change my behavior so that next time I'm going to be doing better. So that's what we'll do. I'm going to wrap up now. I'm going to stream again tomorrow. I might stream some 1K instead because I kind of want to play 1K. And we'll set it up a bit better. Alright, that's it for this stream. Talk to you guys later. Cheers.